Welcome back to Taehyung Update. The global K-pop world is buzzing once again, but this time, it's not about a comeback, a concert, or a solo project. Instead, the spotlight is on financial power. Kim Taehyung, V and Jungkook of BTS have officially been named among the top 100 richest young shareholders under the age of 30, holding shares worth 21.4 billion won in HYBE. This revelation has sparked intense discussion not only among fans, but also across international business media. How did the other BTS members react to Taehyung and Jungkook securing their places as elite young investors? Do him and J-Hope and Suga also own HYBE shares, or have they chosen entirely different financial paths? In today's Taehyung Update, we dive deep into the truth behind BTS's stock ownership, the internal reactions within the group, and how these strategic financial moves are reshaping the global perception of K-pop idols as not just artists, but a new generation of powerful business figures. Stay with us because the story behind these billions is far more fascinating than you might expect. Taehyung and Jungkook named among the richest young shareholders under 30 inside BTS's quiet financial power at HYBE by Taehyung Update. For years, BTS has been recognized as a cultural phenomenon, breaking records, redefining global pop music, and building one of the most loyal fan bases in modern entertainment history. But in late 2025, a different kind of headline began circulating in Korean and international business circles. This time, the focus was not on music charts or sold-out stadiums, but on wealth, equity, and influence. According to multiple industry reports, Kim Taehyung, V, and Jungkook have been named among the top 100 wealthiest shareholders under the age of 30, holding a combined 21.4 billion won in HYBE shares. The announcement immediately triggered intense reactions across fandoms, media outlets, and financial analysts alike. How did two global idols quietly become some of the most powerful young shareholders in South Korea's entertainment industry? And perhaps more intriguingly, what about the rest of BTS? A new kind of headline for K-pop idols. In the past, headlines about idols typically centered on endorsements, album sales, or fashion influence. The idea of idols appearing on lists, traditionally dominated by tech founders, startup heirs, and venture capital prodigies, was once unimaginable. Yet Taehyung and Jungkook's inclusion marks a turning point. Financial experts point out that their HYBE equity holdings place them not just among wealthy entertainers, but among young investors with genuine corporate influence. Unlike short-term income from endorsements or performance fees, equity ownership represents long-term power and stability. This shift reflects a broader evolution in K-pop, where top-tier artists are no longer only talent under management, but strategic stakeholders in the companies they help build. The value behind the numbers. 21.4 billion won explained. To the general public, 21.4 billion won sounds impressive, but what does it actually mean? At current valuations, this figure represents a significant ownership stake, particularly for individuals under 30. Financial analysts emphasize that this level of equity provides long-term dividend potential, voting influence within the company, financial security beyond active entertainment careers. More importantly, it signals trust from HYBE's leadership, a company known for carefully controlling equity distribution. Insiders suggest that such stakes are often granted not merely as compensation, but as recognition of irreplaceable value to the company's global expansion. Why Taehyung and Jungkook? Industry observers note that while all BTS members are integral to the group's success, Taehyung and Jungkook occupy unique positions. Taehyung has emerged as a cultural tastemaker, bridging music, fashion, luxury branding, and acting speculation. His influence extends far beyond fandom spaces, frequently cited by luxury houses and global media as a driver of consumer behavior. Jungkook, meanwhile, represents global appeal at scale. As a vocalist and performer, his solo activities consistently draw record-breaking engagement across platforms, positioning him as one of the most bankable figures of his generation. Their combined impact makes them not just artists, but strategic assets. HYBE's silent strategy, rewarding loyalty with equity. HYBE has rarely spoken publicly about its internal equity strategy. However, analysts believe the company made a conscious decision early on to align BTS's personal success with the company's long-term growth. Rather than allowing members to cash out entirely through short-term contracts, HYBE reportedly encouraged equity participation effectively, turning artists into partners. This model mirrors Silicon Valley's approach to talent retention, where ownership fosters commitment, innovation, and shared vision. In that context, Taehyung and Jungkook's shareholder status is less surprising and more strategic. The reaction inside BTS, competition or celebration? One of the most frequently asked questions following the report was simple: how did the other BTS members react? Sources close to the group suggest the response was not jealousy, but pride. BTS has long been known for its unusually strong internal bond, built on transparency and collective growth. Rather than competing against one another, members have historically celebrated individual milestones as group victories. Several insiders emphasize that financial decisions within BTS are highly personal, shaped by individual risk tolerance, long-term plans, and personal interests. Do other BTS members own HYBE shares? While Taehyung and Jungkook's holdings have drawn headlines, industry experts caution against assuming the other members are uninvolved. According to financial commentators familiar with HYBE's structure, RM is known for intellectual and strategic interests, potentially diversifying beyond entertainment. Suga has long invested in production, technology, and creative ventures. J-Hope has demonstrated keen interest in fashion and branding. Hyman reportedly prioritizes privacy and long-term stability. While details remain confidential, analysts widely believe multiple BTS members hold HYBE equity, though possibly at different scales or through varied investment vehicles. Fans react, pride, shock, and debate. Online reactions were immediate and intense. Many fans expressed pride, framing the news as proof that BTS members are not being exploited, but are actively shaping their financial futures. Others engaged in heated debates about wealth, fairness, and transparency in the entertainment industry, especially when compared to less established idols with limited financial control. What remains consistent, however, is admiration for BTS's evolution from trainees to industry powerholders. Inside HYBE's ownership culture, why BTS is different. To fully understand why Taehyung and Jungkook's shareholder status matters, it's essential to examine HYBE's internal culture, which differs significantly from traditional entertainment agencies. Unlike older K-pop systems that prioritize strict control and short-term contracts, HYBE gradually adopted a creator-centric ecosystem. From early on, BTS members were encouraged to participate in songwriting, production, concept building, and strategic discussions. Over time, this creative trust evolved into something more substantial: financial trust. Business analysts note that HYBE's willingness to allocate equity to artists reflects confidence, not only in their popularity, but in their decision-making maturity. In corporate terms, this signals that BTS members are viewed as long-term contributors to the company's vision, not replaceable assets. Timing matters. Why the shareholder recognition came now? Another question dominating discussions is timing. Why did this recognition surface now, years after BTS had already cemented global dominance? Market analysts suggest several reasons. HYBE's stabilized global expansion, including U.S. partnerships and multi-label structures. BTS's proven longevity, surviving industry cycles, hiatuses, and individual projects. A generational shift in how wealth and influence are publicly measured. As K-pop increasingly intersects with global finance, rankings that once ignored entertainers are now forced to acknowledge them, especially when their wealth stems from ownership, not just income. Taehyung's financial image, the quiet strategist. Kim Taehyung has long cultivated a public image that blends artistry with mystery. While he rarely speaks about money, those close to the industry describe him as selective and deliberate. Luxury brand executives often describe Taehyung as someone who understands value beyond visibility, mindset that translates naturally into long-term investment thinking. His HYBE shares are widely interpreted not as a flashy display of wealth, but as a symbol of alignment, belief in the company's future and his role within it. In financial circles, Taehyung is increasingly viewed as a figure who represents cultural capital converted into economic capital, a rare transition even among global celebrities. Jungkook, from golden magnate to global asset, Jungkook's journey tells a complementary but distinct story. Often referred to as the golden magnate, Jungkook entered the industry at an exceptionally young age. Analysts argue that this early exposure to success may have shaped a remarkably disciplined approach to growth. Unlike many child stars whose wealth peaks early, Jungkook's shareholder status suggests careful planning, possibly guided by mentors, advisors, and internal HYBE structures designed to protect artists' futures. His equity stake reinforces the idea that Jungkook is no longer just HYBE's most recognizable performer, but one of its most